Not using signal. I would go up all the way there. It's a little bit narrow. I don't know what this guy's gonna do. Let's go this way. A little bit wobbly right now. I haven't ridden for a few days. It's actually kind of warm. Warmer than I was expecting. So I had a false start because I was going to use my selfie stick. My ghetto selfie stick, which is like 3 feet, but it's a little bit short. So I have to hold it right at the edge. And then I put this horn remote where my glove palm is, and that made it worse for gripping. I had to turn around, put the selfie stick back home, because I didn't want to carry that with me, because it was useless. Carry that all the way to Richmond. That's not fun. just want to be hands-free. Either use a selfie stick or you're hands-free. You're not halfway in between the two. So it's actually a mild night. That's the horn. Yeah, it works. I like having it on my palm here, like Spider-Man. Earlier I had it up here. You have to use 2 hands. That's not ideal. You want something easily that you can press. On my other side here, the other horn. So you got that horn, and you got that horn on that side. Almost at Canby Street. So if you have any nerves, they better be gone now, because you're going to get more nerves going down Canby Street with traffic. So you got to loosen up now. Should get another cough drop ready. There's Canby Street. This used to be my nemesis because you're going with traffic down a hill with a narrow bike lane, which also has parked cars. So it's not fun. What's this guy doing here? U-turn. Let's see, what construction do we have here today? Got the closed lane up there. flying past me. I have to take a lane for this damn infrastructure. Constant repair. Watch out for that car, you don't know what they're going to do. There's someone coming up from behind too. Can't trust people along the stretch. You. Not taxi. It's cutting it too close. Now, what I do is I take this lane. I don't go in that weird way because it makes you jut out in an odd spot when you come out here. Big blind spot. So I just stay in this lane. It goes back to the bike lane. Just take it along here. So my habit is I don't go across those tar snakes or those ridges, because I had a lot of tram lining on the OG Sherman with the knobby tire. This is my Sherman S, also with a knobby tire, but it's a different type. This one luckily doesn't have much tram lining. See what you're doing there, jerk face. Watch out for other people. Can't trust anybody. So slow down, because I don't know what kind of light we have coming on. Right turn light, but not for other people. So let's see. No, it's green for them. I'm gonna be stuck in traffic here waiting, which is not optimal. Totally not optimal at all. Let's go. So talk about high pressure. You have traffic on both sides, a very narrow way, and it's a slight hill. So my takeoff was not the best, but it was stronger. You gotta have like confidence when you take off, because if you're tentative, that's how you get into weird situations. Anything with the EUC, you have to go with full confidence. Like you just go at her, basically. Like doing stairs, don't do it halfway, commit. You just gotta commit to it. Even though if it seems sketchy. I'm not taking that bike lane because there is a weird ridge in that bike lane itself that causes you to tram line right about here. It's not a good paved. Right now my legs are a bit wobbly because I haven't had that much exercise. I haven't been going to the gym for the past week, and I haven't EUC'd also for the past week as well. Not straight. A little bit better. A little slight angle. There's the bunnies. Always be careful of railroad tracks. You always want to hit them perpendicular, not parallel. Hit them parallel, you're going to get sucked into the track, lose your balance. Basically, that's a true sense of tramlining. You get sucked into a ditch. Now I'm doing more seated riding starting now. When I was in Vancouver, a lot of the areas are not suitable for seated riding because you got narrow roadways with parked cars. So it's a lot of blind spots. No signal, you don't know what he's doing. What is this guy doing? Shot was blind to turn. bit sketchy when I was turning. So right now my right knees are starting to hurt. Because all the starting and stopping. I haven't had a good flow. The mounting and each time, because this is 100 pounds, right? So imagine you had 100-pound snowboard and you're clipped in. So imagine all that torque. If it's like strapped on tight to your leg, or like even one ski is 100 pounds. That's what it feels like sometimes, because you have pads which lock you in decently. I don't have them that tight. But whenever you start from the stop, you're putting all your weight on your shin, which translates to your knee. There's some wind. It wasn't like this earlier. It's refreshing. It's funny, every time I get wind, I get beeps. Because the motor is running, it thinks it's running at a higher speed than it actually is. Yeah, this wind wasn't there before. So we're going to go up here on point. If we can. I'll go up this side here, not cut the corner, not die. Ooh, thread the needle. I feel like it's a little colder now, so I can actually pull up my zipper. So I pulled it down. It was actually kind of warm. Got two people walking side by side. No clue. Should use my car horn next time. Ooh. Oh, bunny. kind of like Central Park. Other bike. Thank you. Not this one. That's the recycle depot. Going along the dike is not terrible. As long as you stay with a reasonable line, you'll be fine. Maybe I should take the dike for a change. Because it's a better loop. My one chance. Sure. Let's take it for a change. Because I think, if I recall correctly, the surface area gets better later on. Here's the roughest part. Later on, it's not as bad. It's a little undulating, but it's not terrible. You can see like the divots, right? I think this is going to be, actually this is my first time taking the dike with my EUC. I usually don't take the dike. Let's wait, this is a little bit more loose gravel here. Gotta be careful of that stuff. It's a bit windy. This wind wasn't here earlier. This way. Let's just wait here and have a break. Ooh. It's a nice night. It's just like having NOS. Be a little careful here because we hear the water. That's one of my secret fears. Losing control and falling into the water. It's funny, this forecast only said wind gusts of 6 kilometers an hour. It definitely is a lot higher than 6 kilometers an hour right now. There's no rain. Those clouds are pretty brooding. We're gonna have a strong wind go away, like. The clothing I wore today is just right. It's windproof, but not too hot. Get onto the street somehow instead of going along this, but it's super narrow. Oh, here we go. It's a good spot. Let's do the praying stance. Maribel, Marcus, I think it is. I find it helps with aerodynamics. Because usually usually I just have my hands to my sides. This, you're kind of like cutting through the wind. Because when you have your hands by your sides, they're acting like as rudders of a boat. So when it's windy, if you actually lift up your right hand, you actually start tilting to the left. See this? I raise up my right hand, I'm tilting that way. If I raise up my left hand, it starts to tilt to the right. It's completely opposite what you'd think. You'd think if you raise your right hand, it would slow you down and make you turn to the right, but it's not. It's very interesting. I could take a picture here by the West Dyke sign. West Dyke Trail for crazy people going here at nighttime. Ugh. It says adventure? Of course. What else do I do in my spare time? Always adventure. Here we go. So this is the West Dyke Trail in Richmond. It's nice to go at nighttime because there's less people. If you see other people walking along here, they're as crazy as you are. Let's do turbo mode. Now we can see better. Yeah, this is okay. I'm driving what? 27k? So you get used to the undulating nature of gravel. Just don't like carve too much. Don't turn too sharply. Excuse me. Yeah, the surface is actually fine here. It's the north part that's the worst part. Once you get to the west side, it's actually fine. This is actually smooth enough to do seated riding. I do find today my seated riding is a little lopsided. Like, I feel like I'm falling over to the left, which is different from when I see my seat cushion, which is actually squished on the right. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Surface area here is not that great. It's a little pitted. Don't want to like lose control and then go into the ditch. Like, when in doubt, do standing riding. Go with your first instinct. Pop up and do standing riding. Don't just try and brave it out seated, because if you are not as experienced seated, which I'm not, you're going to lose control. How fast am I going? 31. That's my usual cruising speed on gravel. Well, not on gravel, on asphalt. Be careful here, there's like some puddles, some dips. Thought I saw something dart across. Could have been a rat, could have been a bunny. What time is it now? It's about 8 something. The ramen riders, I think they're probably done ramen by now, because if they start at 5, make their way to ramen at 6, it's already 8 o'clock now. I could never make it to their rides because they start at 5. That's way too early for people that have families. 5 o'clock is just start of dinner. Here's where there's like a big side of water. These are the really nice houses. Once you see those light towers, it means you're almost there. Two. Alright, that was my 36 km/h beep. That means I feel confident with riding when I hit those. It's not my cutout. Cutout is like way over that. I like to have a low threshold. Because one, I like to stay within the legal e-bike limits, which is like 32 kilometers an hour, so I don't draw attention. And two, I don't want to get in trouble by riding too fast and wiping out. This part here means you're about like at the 75% mark, I think. A little bit further, then you hit Gary Point. Here, it looks like the surface is getting a little more rocky. Right now, I'm just riding right in the middle. Sometimes when I use the e-bike here, I'd ride on the side. It's good at nighttime because you can really see with the Sherman headlight, since it's low mounted, you can really see where the valleys and the peaks of the surface area are. You can see where there's going to be a big dip. In the daytime you can't see this very well. It just looks like it's a flat gravel area. As you can see here, it's all bumps, peaks and valleys. Right now my legs are getting a little bit tired, so I'm basically in a crouch stance. My shins a little bit against the shin guards. So we're almost at Gary Point. That'll be good to have a little break, sit down, stretch our legs, because it's the quads that I find get sore. hiking the dike is definitely more tiring and more challenging. It's also more scenic in the daytime. I used to take this more often when I go through Richmond. When I used my e-scooter here once. It was not fun because of the gravel. That's when I had the Inokim OXO, which is a piece of crap. It was good, but not dependable. I got it used for $1,200. Then the rear motor failed, the rear controller failed, couldn't get it fixed. Like, I gave up on it, it's a sunk cost. Sold it for like $100 for used parts. The guy tried to get fixed, he couldn't fix it either. So do not buy Inokim. Inokim is a piece of garbage. They do not have aftermarket support here in North America. They're like a Israeli brand. Okay, we made it to Gary Point safely. Let's get off of this gravel. Get on to the paved area. Oh, what's that? Sit down a bit here. Ugh. Big speed bump. Cool. Do some seated riding. Rest our legs. It's nice to do seated riding because you get some variety. Because standing itself is exhausting. And before I hated seated riding because my seat was way too low and too small. So I was like doing an Asian squat or being like a catcher, a baseball catcher. It's not a comfortable position naturally. People say, oh, I love seated riding. I didn't get it. Because it's not ergonomic. Imagine if you sat on an e-bike that way. That's not comfortable. So when people were going crazy for seated riding, I tried it over and over again. Did not like it. It's only when I got a longer and taller seat that I finally got it. Thank you. Here we are, cannery. Let's try and do seated riding as much as we can, shall we? Be careful, this ridge. Let's see, are the ramen riders still here? That's the question. I don't see them. I think they're gone. Let's go here and take a picture by Steveston sign. This is my usual stop, so this is a good break. I always take a picture right here. stop right here. Oh. You know, they look to be close to me. That's what's good about riding, and also bad about riding at night at Steveston, is that everything is closed. So if you want to see anything around, there's not much to see. But if you don't want it to be busy, it's perfect. Like the Japanese place here, there's a few times I went, a couple of times, and they were closed already. They already look closed. I gotta make sure I got my light on because people can't see me. Sounds like there's some kind of douche coming up from behind in a pickup truck. It's going way too fast. You can hear it. Let's go faster. Do a loop. We'll take a right. Come back around. That guy's going way too fast. I can see him in my rearview mirror. Yeah, it's windy. Let's go over here. There's that douche. He's the one. He was the one speeding. I saw him. You can hear his motor. Just do a loop, more calm loop without that guy behind us. Now, what took over Yokohama? I'm curious. Because Yokohama used to be right there. That was my mom's favorite place. And it was not very good though. But she just loved going there. You ever get those nostalgic memories when you think of when you were younger with your parents? And then you wish you could go back and relive them back in time? Still get those feelings. You know, restaurants which are gone, people that are gone. You know, you can't relive them because people and the restaurants are gone, right? So you just cherish your memories. They just live in your head. So yeah, I lived in Richmond up until 98 or 99. Then I moved to Burnaby. I have fond memories living in Richmond. I like Richmond. There's less crime, it's cleaner. It's all Asian, which I'm fine with. I'm Asian myself. But it can also get annoying. But overall, it was good. Let's see, let's turn around. Some seated riding sitting down. Why not? It's a relaxed pace. Now this feels better. Okay, seated riding around 30. Go past by Yokohama. See if it's the shell of the place is still there. Yeah, be careful. These things are dangerous. Put those curbs there. That's like what I hit before in Granville Island. Sorry, it's where it designates a parking spot. But they're just stuck in the middle haphazardly along the road. So Yokohama used to be over here. Let's see. Let's see if the shell of the building is still there. Just for nostalgia's sake. So you have to turn right here to go to the parking lot. Let's stand up. Okay, so it's not that parking lot. Oh yes, the shell is still there. It says for lease or something. Yokohama. I don't even remember what it looked like inside. Take a picture. Just for nostalgia. So this place has been closed for a while. I remember the food wasn't great. The atmosphere looked pretty nice. The location is decent. Let's see what we can see. Let's see. It looks like it's like only half the shell of the place. Right? Because you can't even see inside. It's like the front dining room. Let's see. Yeah, well, you might be able to see from this side. Inside this way. Now, I don't know what was here before on that side. It's interesting, this is all for lease. Was this all Yokohama? Let's see if I can see anything. No cash left overnight. Yes. Ugh. Let's park this here for a sec. Oh, stretch my legs. So this is just trying to like relive memories. I don't remember what it was like inside. Because, you know, like they got the place and whatnot, right? You can still see the light in the kitchen is on. Let's see if I can take a night shot. You see what I mean? It's tilted to the right. Let's see if I take a shot of this. The inside. Oh, that's such a long shot. Why is it so long? 13 seconds. I've never had such a long shot, a night shot before. It's super overexposed. Okay, that's good enough. I should use my USB power bank. I have it here with me. Oops, I dropped my knife. Ugh. Might as well use it since I have it with me. So it's a compact USB power bank. See, it's pretty nice. Okay, let's keep going. I don't know how much battery life I have left on my camera. That's the main factor. Okay, I think we've seen what we need to see. We've done our loops. Britannia shipyard side. Yeah, that Japanese place is good, but they rubbed me the wrong way because I went there a couple times and it was maybe at least more than half an hour before closing. And then they were already closed up shop, essentially. One time it was like 45 minutes before closing. I was kind of irked because it's like, you say you close at, say, 9 o'clock, and it's 8:15. You're not even serving customers anymore. And usually Japanese people have really good service, right? So it was the total opposite. So it kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth. And that wasn't once, that was twice. I EUC'd all the way from Burnaby. And I was like, oh, I'm early enough. Let's go have something to eat here. Nope, we're closed already. Now you tell me, would you be slightly annoyed? I can understand if you show up 10 minutes before closing or 15 minutes. So I used to work at McDonald's, so yeah, that was annoying. But you have hours for a reason, right? If you don't want to commit to those hours, don't have those hours. Let's see. Go a certain way. Sit down. This is the Britannia Shipyard. This is my former route when I had my Miata. I used to go around this way. So right now I'm doing seated riding because a lot of my ride today was not seated riding. I want to practice it more. Also give a rest to my legs. What time is it? It is 8:40. So when you're doing seated riding, just take it slow. The thing that gets me when I do seated riding is the fear of when you lose balance. So like going downhill, for example, kind of feels like you're losing control and you can't brake. So that's one of the things which is kind of scary. Stand up. If you don't feel comfortable seated, stand up and then sit down again, reposition, and it may feel better. Because earlier I felt like I was sliding off the front of my seat. How people can hold on to the handle with both hands. I feel better when I'm not holding on to anything. Now here it's kind of tricky because I can't really see the road surface. So yeah, I used to drive my Miata here often. Stand up because I see there's a car there. I want to have maximum visibility. Excuse me. There used to be a Blackberry Bistro here. Just reliving all my food memories with my family. You know, like when you move out from your family, you kind of miss all those memories. Like you gain your independence, but you miss out on your nuclear family. I think my bakery's still here. Blackberry Bistro was around here. Did not last very long. And then Singapore Jerky is around here. Yeah, there. Yeah, good parking. Parking on the sidewalk. You have all this parking here. Nah, I'm just gonna park on the sidewalk. That is your typical Vancouver driver for you. Let's do, I don't need high beams really. Should save my battery for later. So this is Dyke Road, I want to say? Or River Road. Dyke Road. I always get them confused. This is also a nice area. I'm sitting down right now to give my legs a rest. .33, which is faster than I usually ride seated. So the more confident you get, the faster you get. Standing, like, I top out 36. I don't really go over that threshold too much. Let this guy pass. Yeah, that was the guy parking on the sidewalk earlier. So I used to live here on Gilbert Road. These things on the right there, those are water substations. At the end of, I think, Gilbert Road, and at the end of number 3 Road, young kids, like teenagers, drove straight into them. So they were coming down from Gilbert Road. They didn't see that thing at the end of the road and smashed right into it and died. It's like young kids, right? Drunk or whatnot, being teens, invincible. So they had to put these big signs, flashing lights, don't run into this at the end of the road. It's a building. Now doing seated riding, it's my legs are not hurting, but my soles of my feet a little bit, because you're still putting pressure on your feet. Let's stand up. This is the makeout spot. Go here with your significant other and you make out in the dark. That's what these people are doing. You're not enjoying the view because there's nothing to see here. I am guilty as charged doing that. Is that another cyclist? Another crazy person like me? Yes, it is. It's interesting. I'm not the only crazy person out here. Wind. Now let's test seated riding. It's super windy. Does that help? There's some rabbits. I'm being pushed over to the right. Standing riding. There's definitely more resistance. It's definitely pushing me like a sail. I have to put more effort going forward compared to when I was seated. The only thing when I was seated though is it was making me drift to the right, uncomfortably so. Yeah, I definitely feel like a sail. Well, let's try doing the prayer pose. It does seem to help. Aerodynamics, and it also helps you accelerate because you're putting weight forward, because your arms are 5 pounds each. That's like 10 pounds that you're putting over the front axle now, right? Just doing praying mantis pose. And when you put your hands down, it helps you brake, right? Every little bit counts. Let's do some seated riding here. This is a nice house. I think it was one of my classmates in grade 12. Talk about balling, right? I find today seated riding I'm more leaning towards the left. Like subconsciously or consciously. It's also kind of like when I EUC, I'm more onto the left side. Like I lead with my left hand and my right hand trails. So when that car is there, sometimes I might pop up. Or I'll just stay seated, we'll see. Yeah, it's a good thing I wasn't using my selfie stick. My hands would be so tired today. I'm tired enough. Imagine holding like 1.5 pounds. Switching between your hands. It's not that comfortable. This is helping with the aerodynamics, I must say. Oh, I'm getting the beeps. That's how fast I'm going. Let's see, will I get a speed reading over here? So yeah, like I've said in the past, your EUC speed is not equal to a GPS speed. Yeah, my legs are getting cramped by seated riding. Yeah, you feel the wind. So like if your EUC is telling you going at 36, you're actually going real speed about 33. It's about 3 kilometers off. It's like that with e-bikes, EUCs, e-scooters, always the same. They like to overinflate their numbers. They can never get it right. They always state what speed you're going. I don't get it. Marketing, I guess. Because every time I use my GPS app, it's always slower. And then that's also proof too. It's also like 3 kilometers slower. Now the wind. Where was this wind on the forecast? I don't know why you're flashing your lights at me. You have to flash the high beams. Jeez, man. You can go ahead and pass. You can pass me if you want. Fucking idiot. Flashing your high beams at me, I don't understand. Stop here, take a break. Right by. This is Finn Slew. Oh, he's one of these people that live here. Finn's Loop. Oh. Won't stay too long here because my battery isn't that long. Yeah, sorry for the swearing. Some people when I'm riding really piss me off. Just there minding my own business and people are flashing high beams and whatnot. Nine o'clock. So these people here, when I say these people, not being racist, but the people that live here actually live off the grid. I believe they don't pay any property tax because they don't get utilities from Richmond. I don't know how they get electricity. Because they're Finnish settlers, fishermen. Okay. Let's go. See some high beams behind me. Is that idiot again? It's most likely him. So this is Dyke Road, I think, still? It's not River Road, because River Road's in North Park. Dyke Road, yes. So we're gonna go this way and then go to Ironwood. Excuse me. Oh, stinks. Cabbage. Make sure my purse is secure. That's where my phone is. That's one of my main fears, is losing my phone. Let's see, does my horn work? Yes, it does. Yeah, having my horn here is a lot better. It's like Spider-Man. Ring this one, ring this one. Two different horns. Yeah, so going back to nostalgia, like, you know, whenever you go back to your childhood area or a place that you lived, you think fondly of the restaurants, the memories. So, like, whenever I ride back to Richmond, I always remember living there. Like, I would move back to Richmond if it wasn't below sea level. You know, liquefaction if you have the big earthquake. But, you know, that may never happen, right? So you don't get a chance to live here. Because there's a dike all around Richmond. This is what I was riding on, the West Dyke. It's a like 20-foot retaining wall, and basically it's to prevent Richmond from flooding because it's all below sea level. It's all reclaimed land. It's like swampland. Like when we first landed in Richmond, I could see on the airplane, it looked like it was all like shrubs and like swamp and whatnot. It's all farmland traditionally, and then now it's like booming. It's like a concrete jungle. It's kind of like Chinatown, but clean, you know? Usually Chinatown, downtown are dirty, dingy, crime, whatnot, homeless people. But Richmond is like what Chinatown wants to be. It started from scratch with rich people, basically. Not to be racist, but just saying that's how it is. If you like high-end things, live in Richmond. If you don't like crime, live in Richmond. So like when I used to live in Richmond, and then I moved to Burnaby, my ICBC car insurance surprisingly went up. My premiums went up because I left Richmond and moved to Burnaby. And you think, why? Richmond drivers are horrible, which is true. But people in Vancouver, Burnaby, have more accidents, and there's more crime. Like, I don't mind the drivers in Richmond. Like, they're careless, but they won't necessarily kill you. So what I mean is, like, you know, you may have a fender bender, you know, they may be slow, driving on the left side when they should be driving on the right side, you know. Whereas Vancouver drivers, they'll cut you off, you know, tailgate you, not even stop at the stop sign, not even stop at the red light, you know. It's like Surrey drivers. Some drivers from Surrey are just like that. They don't care that they're breaking the rules. They know they're breaking the rules. It's just all about them to get there first. And then if you honk at Richmond drivers, they'll ignore you or like say sorry. You do that to like a douche that's being aggressive in Vancouver or Surrey or whatnot, they're gonna get road rage. They're like, how dare you accuse me of driving like a douche when I am the one driving like a douche? Like, they are driving like douches, they know it. And then they get pissed off when you call them out by honking your horn at them. It's just like pickup drivers. Pickup drivers are also douches as well. They think they can bully you and, you know, just drive like crap, cut you off, speed, whatnot. There's a whole subset of people. I'm going to go on a rant now. You know, Evo drivers, the rentals, taxi drivers, Uber drivers, Vanton delivery drivers, 18-wheelers, Tesla drivers, BMW drivers, Lexus drivers. So many bad drivers. Like, the stereotype of having a bad Tesla driver is true. They are bad. And driving a Tesla, I can see why. If you have a Honda Civic and you're a bad driver, everything is manual, that's on you, right? If you take that same Honda driver and you put them into a Tesla, they're going to get worse. They're going to rely on all of the automation and then not even care about checking their shoulder or anything. They're going to be worse because some of the things in Tesla are actually worse. Like, blind spot monitoring is worse. It doesn't tell you something's in your blind spot till you actually want to turn. The turn signals are bad. There's a whole variety. The rear view visibility is bad. There's a whole bunch of things that are bad about it. So you take someone with, like, you know, driving just like a Honda Civic, which is easy to drive, you put them into a Tesla, which is supposed to be a safer car with all this automation and everything. No, you're going to get a worse driver. Let's see here. Let's go Tesla, turn. Okay, let's go here, back street. Oh, what's this? Mod kitchen. Let's do some more seated riding. Yes, I did not stop there because this is a deserted area. It's a deserted office area. You may see me break some street rules. But it's to my downfall. If I get run over, that's my fault. Ah, it's windy. That's the bus depot. Let's do more seated riding. So whenever I'm in a sketchy area, like I don't feel comfortable, I'll stand up. When it's flat like Richmond, you can sit down. When it's just flat and you're going straight, just have a seat. It's not this one, it's the next one. This is where the headquarters of London Drugs is. I used to work at London Drugs. Their headquarters here is where you do training. I worked there for 1 year at the number 3 road location, and then worked another year at the Steveston location, which was much nicer. You know, that's what actually screwed up my back. Unloading the trucks, being a stock boy. You know, you're pulling these pallets with a manual pallet jack. There's no motor in the pallet jack. So you're unloading about 20 skids, 20 pallets. Each pallet's like 500 pounds or so. You know, canned goods, whatnot, housewares. You're pulling this yourself, pulling it off the truck. And then before the night crew, what the night crew does is they break down the pallets and then throw these boxes into the aisles. So you're throwing like 40 pounds, 20 pounds of boxes just in the aisle, like bent over, right? You're not gently chunking, placing it. You're trying to do it as fast as you can because they want to close up shop. So you're doing this, and then your back is screwed up. So my back is still screwed up from when I was 20 years old, being a stock. If I don't if I don't stretch a certain way and carry something, my back will hurt for the rest of the day. My lower back. Oh, it's windy. It's really pushing me to the right. Yeah. I'm doing seated riding right now. Going home, this is going to be not fun. There isn't a good button press here. You have to go onto the sidewalk to get to the button press. A bit odd. Ugh.
Shell crossing Steveston.
I don't like being right there at the intersection. I prefer to be further back for safety. Let's practice starting seated riding from a stock. Let's stretch our legs first. It's about 9 o'clock. I'm gonna watch out for those things. Okay, let's go. Seated riding. It's like pooping. That's what you look like. You look like you're on a toilet. What speed? Doesn't tell me what speed I'm going. Huh. Let's just fix our legs so that when we do seated riding, it's straight. Ugh. Yeah, I'm like really like the wind. I'm like leaning over the left side of the EUC because the crosswind is coming from like 10 o'clock, blowing from 10 o'clock to like 4 o'clock. So I'm going northbound. So the wind is a northwesterly wind to southeast. Northwest to southeast. Let's stand up. Yeah, you really feel the wind as soon as you stand up. It's coming from here, coming this way. Where were these wind gusts earlier? Oh, it started at the dike. But Vancouver didn't have any wind gusts. Yeah, see, I don't have another thing here. I don't have a crosswalk. It's like all the way up on the sidewalk again. That's a bad design. That's the thing about Richmond. The design of where the buttons are, you have to get all the way onto the cross sidewalk. You have to get on the sidewalk, essentially. We're going to go Shell to Williams Road and then to Ash all the way up to Granville. And we'll take Garden City home. Pretty sure I don't go that way. I think it's Auburn. Yeah. I'm slightly off kilter here. Yeah, this is not the usual way that I use. Oh well, it's fine. As long as I'm going northbound. I thought Shell Road was supposed to go all the way up to Williams. I did a weird kind of route. Should check out my map and see where I'm going now. I think I'm heading west. That's part of the adventure. Part of the adventure. As long as I'm not going south, I'm fine. Oh, that must have been Williams back there. Oops. Let's see. Where am I? It's funny, I used to live in Richmond. I don't know where I'm going. Francis Road. Let's see, where am I going? It's not really accurate. I'm going southbound now. Ah, let's just stop before I crash. Where am I going? I think I passed Williams Road. Okay. Should hit Ash. If I take a left, I'll cross number 4. could just go on Francis Road. See, I don't get the angle that we're going. It's kind of weird. Let's see, which way is it leading us? Amethyst. Let's stop here. So that's number 4. So take the first left, left, right, left, right. Okay. Let's stop here because we've got to wait. The angle's weird. So left. Right. No, left. Eventually, we should get to Ash Street and the school. There should be a right somewhere up here. Okay, there's a school. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I missed that so bad. I missed that very poorly. I missed William Street. And I just keep going, I went up some more. I don't know how I missed that though. Because it's usually quite obvious. This is Francis here. We'll stop here, and then we have to see if there's any traffic. Okay, there we go. Let's do some seated riding. Let's watch out that guy. He's not even looking. He's just gonna go. He doesn't even have a signal on. Like, I don't know which way he's going. I still can't tell which way he's going. He's finally coming my way. So we're gonna go all the way till we hit Granville. Stand up because it's narrow. Yeah, I thought I knew my route from the ramen ride. I did not. Or not ramen ride, when we did one of the group rides. Because it was Shell Road, and then Shell Road you hit Williams. For some reason, I just totally passed Williams. It kept going further, and then start to get to the Shell Road Trail. So you can't trust that guy. He's not going to even stop there. Let's see, what do we have here? This is Blundell. I'm like hitting all the lights. Ugh. Because I remember when we had the group ride, we had wardens which helped block traffic because of the cross streets. Those are busy cross streets. Yeah, my right knee hurts. All the starting and stopping and mounting. Keeper Street. This is a perfect street for seated riding. It's flat, it's wide, there's no traffic, the surface is pretty good, it's well lit. It's like the complete opposite of Vancouver streets. That's why I like riding in Richmond. It's very flat, but it could also be boring too, because you're just going miles and miles, kilometers and kilometers of just flat, straight, grid-based streets. There's not many curves. I think that is Granville Street, because it just ends. Granville and Garden City. So stand up. Now listen. Hear if there's any cross traffic. Okay, good. We got no cars behind us. That's perfect. A lot of bunnies, like all around Richmond. I'm used to seeing them just in one area, but they're spread around. Okay, we're almost at Garden City. This guy's on an e-scooter sitting down. So we're going to be merging here. Be careful, because those cars will be coming out that way. So we got our bike lane, but that does not make you immune to Richmond drivers. You always got to watch your 6 o'clock, because sometimes people will try and pass you and then cut you off to make a right-hand turn. Always watch out when you hit an intersection. Watch out for people turning right. This is especially true if you're downtown on Hornby Street. Hornby Street is the worst, because it's a protected lane, but it's not protected at all. Probably gonna get a red light. You gotta watch out here. This guy beside me, he's trying to turn. This guy up here's turning too. It's probably gonna turn red right when we get to it. Because we got green, green, green. Yeah, I see yellow, right? Let's take it. I don't know what that crap is on the street. It's windy. Do some seated riding here, even though it's narrow. My knee hurts. Oh, this light. I keep going because there's nothing here. There's nothing here. I don't go, I'm gonna miss the other light. That light was way too short, way too long. It's just sitting there at a red. Sitting at a red is not something that's safe. Like, I don't typically run through reds, but if it's a stale red and there's nothing around and it's nighttime, I will go to get away from traffic. Now let's see, do we get a green here? Okay, good. Gotta watch out people turning right. They just pull out. So my battery on my external battery is done on my action cam. So now I'm just relying on the internal battery. Yeah, I can't imagine if I was holding a selfie stick this whole time, man, my arms would be so sore. Now you gotta be careful here. This bike lane is a separate bike lane, but it gets narrow, and then also the surface material is not great. Here is not bad, but later on it gets worse because there's a repair right in the middle of the street. Now let's see, will we get this light continuous, or are we gonna get a red? It's already flashing. What does it cost me? You gotta watch out for that car there, that Tesla. And what I do is I stare at people because it flashes my headlight right in their face. So keep going at a good pace to this light. And you gotta watch out, this is a right-hand turn up here too. People may just cut over. Oof, a lot of mud. Here is where it's bad surface area. Like they repaired the street right in the middle, right by Manzo actually. So they didn't clean the street that well here. And there's a repair right by Manzo here, right in the middle. So if you tram line right about here, you tram line and then you hit one of those things on the side, you're done. Here, clip your pedal and whatnot. Let's watch out here. That car is going pretty fast. You slow down. I don't trust you. So here it's a little narrow because half of it there's garbage in the lane. And then the lane is weird because it switches over. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Yeah, like the lane, you have to swerve over this way to get to this side. If you stayed that way, you're screwed. You're going that way. Let's see, I have to go up here. Oh. Press this. It's a bad intersection here. I don't like this intersection. Oh, let's just stand up if we can. Oh. Let's fix ourselves and then stand up and go. Because you get this intersection here, and then you're on the road. Then you got this light, which is a red light. It's not a good flow. I don't like it. I feel like my leg is on a weird part of the pad. You gotta watch out for people turning as well. This is why you need a car horn. Yeah, that guy is driving like a douche. Like, I knew right away. The way that he was just waiting to just come out. Let's get off this main street. Van Horn. Oh, let's sit down. My knee hurts. My knee really hurts. So I probably won't ride tomorrow because of my knee. It's my right knee. Because that's my mounting, my dominant foot. So right now I'm holding onto the front handlebar when I extended myself. And then with my left hand, I don't do it with my right hand. And then I have my right hand just to my side. You gotta watch out when you cross over these trade tracks. Stand up. It's a blind crossing. You don't see until it's too late. I find my leg is weird. I'm so far forward or something. Oops. I've accidentally pressed this button a few times because it's right where my hand is, right? And I don't realize where it is. Let's do some seated riding. Ooh. Had this big bump. Ooh. Let's see if I can make seated riding all the way across this bridge, because this is actually the best bridge to do seated riding. You have no traffic, it's not busy, it's a good surface, and it's wider. It's just at the end when you have to do those tight turns. I'll stand up when I get to those tight turns, because even standing up is kind of tight for me. I always kind of get scared when I hit the ridge and it starts to go downhill. It's that freewheeling nature that I don't like on EUC. I feel like I'm losing control. So what I do is I sit back up more straight and then just carve and slow down. I don't keep the speed. Like, I have no problem like leaning into it when I'm going uphill, but going downhill, I don't like that. This is fine. I'm keeping it at pretty good speed, but my feet are actually starting to hurt. But it's the challenge, just to kind of keep going. Watch out for that big bump. A slow way down. Hit the bump. Fine. Going downhill, slow down. See, this is kind of like the hill where I felt like I was losing control at BCIT, and then I fell straight back. I went right on my back. I don't know why. Why I didn't try to like brake or anything. Okay, now let's stand up. So left heel to turn tightly. Push down your left heel and give some wiggle room on your EUC. Left heel. Yeah, my quads are getting sore now too. Because I find going to the gym definitely helps. I skipped going to the gym so I could go to Richmond, like a long Richmond ride today. Because I've been itching to ride all week. But my wife was working, so I couldn't go. So once we get to Vancouver, you see the road surface deteriorates suddenly. It's garbage. That's Vancouver's tax saving methods. Do as little as possible for the infrastructure, but charge you the highest amount of tax. Like City of Burnaby is way better than Vancouver. You get like garbage, you get like big furniture pickups a few times a year, lower taxes, wider streets, better parks. Everything is better essentially. The bike lanes are better too, better maintained. I don't trust this guy here. Do not trust you. Going 40, that's what it says. I am not going 40. It's because I'm hitting the wind. There's some shiny stuff here. I don't know what is that on the road. Make sure it's not glass. That's that guy I didn't trust earlier. He's doing some weird stuff in the lane. So you gotta be careful from the right. You don't want to be too close to the right because someone could just open their door. See here, like the lane was kind of taken up by that truck. You kind of have to take the other way. And then since I have no cars behind me, I'll take more of the lane. I don't want to be too close to traffic on the right side. Too close to parked cars, I should say. Okay, we got a red light there. We're going to keep going at a good speed so that we'll hit it when it's green and hopefully we won't miss it. There is quite a bit of a crossroad. We're probably going to miss that light because it changed so early. There's no point in rushing right now because it's going to change. See? Now what we'll do is we'll slow down. slow down so that we can gain the light, wait for it to turn green, and then go. Every time I have to get off and remount, it puts extra strain on my knee. And it's also awkward for me starting on a hill. Let's get 9-8. Hopefully we'll do like a cross light or something. That'd be annoying. Okay, good. Let's go. Watch out for this car up here. I don't trust this car. We're almost at the 41st. Once we hit 41st, then we're fine, because then we go back onto the side street. Not 41st, 45th I should say, not 41st. You don't want to take 41st. 41st is not a bike lane. If you ride on 41st, that's like suicide. Okay, there we go. There's Metrotown up ahead. So I'm actually seated more rearwards on my seat, and then I'm actually going in a good pace. I'm not bent forward that much. I'm putting a little bit of weight with my left hand on the handlebar. I'm not really putting too much weight on my front toes either, which is interesting. I think because it was downhill. Yeah. Now I'm having to lean more. So watch out here. A speed bump. Stand up because you have a car. So when you're doing seated riding, you're wider and you're less visible. This street is not the greatest because you can feel like it feels like a washboard. Yeah, it's like do. What time is it? It is almost 10 o'clock, which is not bad. Yeah, so when I'm using my selfie stick, I definitely won't have this down here. I'll put it back up to where it usually is, up here. So I have this light here, it's like a flashing red and blue. You use that when you want to be sneaky, when you want to pretend you're the cops and you don't want people like speeding by you. I don't tend to use it, but it can catch attention because you turn it on and it looks like you're a cop from far away. But that's illegal. Flashing red and blue is illegal, so I don't do that. I don't think I've ever done that. Maybe on the Jetson, just for fun. Just stretching out my leg. My right knee. I'm trying to just extend it out. Let's start from seated riding. Then that way we won't strain our legs as much. Our knee. And then we'll stand up from this. Yeah, that will be our trick. Start seated, then stand up later. See, I don't typically do seat riding like this here, because see how low I am? I'm lower than a car. I'm also like crouched forward as well. So my visibility is way down. Whereas if I'm standing up, I have my light on the top of my helmet, and then you can also see me since I'm above the cars. Like I was saying, like the road surface is way worse here in Vancouver. It's like an older city. It's like all like checkerboard basically. Richmond is a newer city, so it's all like homogeneous. Like the road is just paved once and not gutted, potholed and whatnot. See, like it's just all bad. This is not even one of the bad streets too. It gets a lot worse for sure. So let's just do seated riding as much as we can to save my knee. I will have to stand up there because one thing I have to work on is slowing down while seated riding. I'm not good at that. Let's stand up because it's narrow. Because even like slowing down while standing, I'm not the greatest. Okay, let's go. Poop stance. Stand up. Adjust my feet. There's been a lot of traffic here. That guy almost wasn't gonna stop. But as soon as I flashed my lights at them, they stopped. Flashing your lights is better than honking your horn, I find. This guy behind me is riding too fast. He's going way more than 30. Like I'm already hitting 36, and he's right on my tail. Hey, you can pass me, douchebag, now. You're welcome to pass me anytime. Because you're already tailing me anyway. Ruin your suspension. Yeah, see, as soon as I got to Vancouver, that's what the douches are. People say Richmond drivers are bad, but no. Vancouver drivers are worse. Way worse. I don't know if it's here or not. I think so. Okay, we'll use him as the front guard. He can press the button. Yeah, I think all my swearing was in Vancouver. Richmond, I didn't have any problems, really. Who was that? There was that guy speeding. Oh yeah, that guy speeding in the truck. Yeah, he was the one guy in Richmond. That was annoying. Okay, good. She pressed it for us. Or he pressed it for us. Now, you gotta watch out even with the steel red, because you can't trust people. We'll use them as a front guard. So what I mean by front guard is you use them to press the lights for you, so you don't have to dismount and stop. Seated riding now, just to slow down. I'll lose my front guard. Plus it's nice and relaxed anyway. Let's do some carving. another light up here, I think at Fraser Street. Oh, my front guard's going. Stand up, I see a light. As soon as you see a light, stand up. Now what is this guy doing here? He's like stopped in the middle of the street. I should call my rides angry rides. Rage rides. Because I have so much road rage. A lot of road rage from driving in Vancouver. So many idiots. If I don't have a horn on any of my rides, I feel I'm riding naked. I need a horn to warn people. Not to crash into me, not to pull out. To stay to their own lane. Let's see if I can slow down. All seated. Oh! See, my heel almost got stuck. Okay, let's go. Oh yeah, that torque on my knee, just starting from that, really hurts. Here's where the road surface gets pretty bad. So you don't want to do seated riding here. Let's do some turbo mode. Yeah, the road surface here is bad. It progressively gets worse here. Here, this is a side street. This is not even 45th, which is bad in itself. But I don't know how they paved this. Look at the street, it bows way down. It's all rutted here. See this street? It's horrible. You get this crest here and this valley that goes way down there. This is all like a tar snake here. Like, that's like a foot below, 2 feet down. And then this street here is also bad. This is the worst part. Look at all this. This is just trashed. And then up here too, the ground is all sunken down. Horrible. Like, this is horrible. It goes way down there. You can't park your car down there. It's all the way down the hill. I don't understand. You need to like tear this all up and then redo it.